Welcome to page 5, Linear Equations. Today we're going to be writing some equations that represent the lines given to us on each of the coordinate planes. We're used to working with proportional relationships. We know a proportional equation looks like this. K, the constant of proportionality, or the unit rate, times x equals y. It's a very simple equation. And we know the graph of this equation, the line that we see on the graph, has to pass through 0, 0, and be straight. It's linear. But if you take a look at the 3 lines given to us on each coordinate plane, none of them pass through the origin 0, 0. We see that particular line intersects the y-axis at positive 2. This particular line intersects the y-axis at negative 4. And this one intersects at negative 1. So these are not proportional. They are non-proportional linear equations. And when we write the equation for this particular type of line, it should look something like this. mx plus b, or minus b, depending on the y-intercept, equals y. Now, as we discussed before, your m is your slope. That is the ratio delta y over delta x. And we can find that rise over run, or that delta y over delta x, on the graph. Your b is your y-intercept. That is the location where your line intersects the y-axis. So for each of these given problems, we'll be figuring out the slope, locating the y-intercept, and finally putting that all together to write an equation for the given line. Let's take a look at problem 1. If you haven't copied all the notes onto your paper, please pause the video and do so now. Let's start with our first problem. We need to find the slope. M, which represents our slope, is delta y over delta x, or some people refer to it as the rise over the run. Let's go ahead and place our pencil on the y-intercept. We're going to check out the rise and the run by connecting those 2 points on the line. First, let's rise. Go up 1 block over 2. That's your rise and run. But do it again. Up 1 over 2. Up 1 over 2. We consistently see a rise of 1 over a run of 2. Our slope is 1 over 2. Now let's check out our y-intercept. Highlight your y-axis. We know the y-intercept occurs where the given line, here in red, intersects the y-axis. We see that it intersects at a positive 2. So let's put that all together and write an equation for this particular line. Remember, it's slope times x plus b, or minus b, depending, equals y. In this case, it would be 1/2 times x plus 2 equals y. That's how your x coordinate connects to your y coordinate. X times 1/2 plus 2 will produce your y coordinate. Now let's move on to the next problem. Problem 2. Let's find the slope. We can start here at -4 and figure out the rise and the run. Our change in y, that's our movement up or down, and our change in x. And that's our movement sideways, known as our rise on top and our run in the denominator. So with your pencil point on the Y-intercept, go up 3 blocks and over 1 and connect the 2 points. Do it again. Up 3 over 1, up 3 over 1. We have a slope of 3 over 1, which can be written as the whole number 3. Your m value equals 3. Now let's find the y-intercept. Again, highlight your y-axis. We see that this particular line, let's highlight it in red, that we've been given, crosses the y here at -4. Please write that down on the line. So as we write our equation, mx, in this case it's going to be -4. We'll just put the typical form down though. Mx plus b equals y. We see our m, our slope, is 3 times every x minus 4 equals y. Our y-intercept is -4, and our slope, 3 over 1, which is 3. Let's move down to the very last problem. Here we go. We need to find our slope, our rise over our run, or our delta y over our delta x. Now, of course, delta y is first, so we will move up first and then sideways second. So place your pencil point on -1 right on the y-axis. Go up 2 over 1. Do it again. Up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1. We rise and run at a consistent rate. It is 2 over 1, which of course is 2. Our m is 2. And then our y-intercept, well, let's take a look here at our y-axis. Clearly, it was our start point at a -1 on the y-axis. So let's put that all together and write an equation. mx plus b equals y. We have a slope of 2 times x, minus 1 is our y-intercept, equals y. Take some time and complete all your notes for this particular page on writing non-proportional linear equations. This concludes this video.